This occasion is a great opportunity for the university to recognize an exemplary leader who is going to become an honorary member of today's graduating class. This illustrious honor recognizes persons who have made exceptional contributions to society, in this case, through exemplary leadership within the industry of insurance. To such individuals, we grant the university's highest distinction, the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree. To escort the candidate and to present the degree, I am pleased to invite to the podium Dean Linda A. Livingstone and Mrs. Faye W. McClure. Mrs. McClure is Vice President of Strategic Marketing at Farmers Insurance, a member of the Board of Visitors of the Graziadio School, and a 1978 graduate of Pepperdine University Seaver College. Please join me in welcoming Dean Livingstone and Mrs. McClure.
Good morning, and congratulations to all of today's graduates. Provost Tippins, today it is my privilege to present a man who has dedicated his life's work to an organization and to an industry that create virtual communities of the willing. People who pledge their resources to support one another in mutual aid, should any one of them falter. Now, we know this industry by the humble name insurance, and yet it is an expression of one of the highest human aspirations, the care of others. Now, most of you here today have studied many topics on leadership and the significant role leaders play in our society. Now, when I think about the characteristics of what makes an effective leader, I would say a leader has a vision and can sell that vision to others to follow. A leader has the ability to inspire, motivate, and implement change for the goal of the organization and not just for change's sake. A leader is confident, steadfast, and a good listener, so even the quiet voices can be heard. And a leader may not always make the most popular decisions, but they never lose sight of the importance to do the right thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had the distinct honor of working for Paul Hopkins for more than 7 years, and I can honestly say he is an individual who truly embodies the word leader. Paul N. Hopkins is recently retired board chairman and former president and CEO of Farmers Group, Inc., the third largest provider of auto and home insurance in the nation. Headquartered in Los Angeles, Farmers has more than 40,000 professionals serving 10 million customers in the U.S. Paul began his career-long association right out of school in 1978 as a farmer's agent in the Midwest. He moved to the corporate side and advanced through many appointments within the sales and marketing organization, eventually becoming president in 2004, CEO in 2005, and board chair in 2009. He also sat on many key committees of Farmers' parent corporation, Zurich Financial Services, becoming that organization's CEO of the Americas and chair of Zurich Holding Company of America. He has served as a trustee for the American Institute of Chartered Property and Casualty Underwriters and has served on the boards of the Insurance Information Institute and the American Insurance Association. During his leadership at Farmers, Paul created a workplace where innovation is encouraged to arise from the rank and file, where skepticism to new ideas is shunned and failure is set as a step toward success, where the personnel look like the clientele, and where employees not only enjoy working, but turn in and recruit their own children to work alongside of us as well. Provost Tippins, it is truly my honor and privilege to present my friend and my mentor, Paul N. Hopkins, for Pepperdine University's preeminent distinction, the Honorary Doctor of Laws degrees. Thank you.
That's it. Paul N. Hopkins, because of your watchfulness and care of the human condition and the challenges that accompany day-to-day life, and your expert management of an enterprise that seeks to deliver help to people in the midst of those challenges, because of your lifelong loyalty, both to a company whose values command your respect and to your family whose love commands your faithfulness, dedication, and love in return, because you've made a place where intelligent people, gifted in their craft and wise in understanding others, come not only to earn their daily bread, but choose to invite their own sons and daughters to work beside them. And because of the example of your leadership at one of our nation's most successful business organizations is an inspiration to us all, especially to our students. Therefore now, let it be known that by the power vested in me by the Pepperdine University Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree with all of the rights, duties, and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Remember when I heard you? I'll get the ribbon, all right, and I'll hold this together.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll try our balancing act and see if we can keep our hat on during this process. I'm highly doubtful that that's going to take place, but I'm sure you'll let me know when it falls off now, won't you? First of all, I'd like to thank Faye McClure for those wonderful comments. Faye truly, to me, epitomizes the values that Pepperdine instills upon its students. And since becoming a Pepperdine graduate, she's gone on to be a tremendous leader, a tremendous friend, and a tremendous business person, and certainly, last but not least, a very, very special ambassador to Pepperdine as well. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Provost Darrell Tippins. I'd like to thank Dean Linda Livingstone, the Board of Regents, the faculty, the staff, the students, and certainly, last but not least, my beautiful wife, Kay, who's been with me through this 33-year journey, professional journey, where we have not only enjoyed great success, but I think our success has really been measured by the number of people we've been able to help as we've been on our journey of life, which I'm sure you will do the same. So let me begin my comments very appropriately by leading a nice round of applause for you, the 2011 graduates of Pepperdine University. Now, this is my second opportunity to be able to speak to a group at Pepperdine. In fact, just this year earlier, I had the opportunity to speak to the Dean's Executive Leadership Series. And I learned firsthand that when you come to Pepperdine, you never can tell who's going to be in the audience. Lo and behold, I got up there. Was I nervous? The answer would be yes. Had I spoken to a group at a major university before? No. And who pops up out of the audience? Lakers legend and my personal hero, Jerry West. Now, show of hands, how many of you might have been a little nervous at that point? Well, since I learned firsthand what can occur, my eyes are scouring the audience right now to make sure that there are no other surprises here. Kobe Bryant, are you in the audience? No? Okay. Magic Johnson? How about Meta World Peace? Have you made it here today? Well, let's certainly hope not. Truth be told, you are the real superstars of 2011, and it is my honor to be here with you today. You know, I don't want to bring us down on such a glorious occasion as today is, but let's really talk about why it is so important that you are superstars and why superstars are needed so much today in the world that we're living in. While there's no doubt we're all keenly aware of the economic challenges that both the U.S. are facing, but also on a worldwide order, I would suggest that that's really the least of our worries. The financial recession will work its way through. This is a world order issue, not just a domestic issue, and it will ultimately find balance. But let's look deeper into the world we're living in. None of us are happy or satisfied with the wars that continue to rage and how dangerous some parts of our globe have become. No one is satisfied with this angst around whether or not we have an issue with global warming or whether or not it is just a cycle that we're going through, but we all have deep concerns, and for good reason. Hunger. The number of people who are hungry across the world is just a devastating fact, and one that we have to come to terms with, and it is not just in other lands, it is also right here in the U.S. Disease. Well, we're making tremendous progress. There are still so many issues, so many things that we could do to prevent diseases that we're not able to do yet today. But perhaps what I have the greatest concern in as a civilization and a society is what appears to be the decay, both morally and ethically, of a lot of the leadership that we see across our world and the world order. This is not just our political leaders, our social leaders, people that once upon a time were celebrities and our heroes. This has unfortunately crept into our educators, into our religious leaders, into our social leaders as well. So that's the end of the kind of sobering part of my comments today. The rest will turn on an uptick. Should there be any doubt at all, I think not, that you, Pepperdine superstars, are needed, and you are needed to take your rightful place as the next leadership of our society and of our world. And I would suggest Pepperdine University has done a great job of making you prepared for just that. How do you feel about that? Well, you may be asking yourself, well, this sounds fine, and I am so proud of myself having this degree, but I'm only one person. I'm just an ordinary person. How can I do these extraordinary things? Well, I think, first of all, don't underestimate yourself. You're far more than just an ordinary person. Whether you've already been in the working world and have come back, like many of you have, to get your MBA, or whether or not you're just starting in the process, starting in the working world, the fact that you've been accepted and have studied at Pepperdine amongst your tremendous peers speaks volumes for who you are. I would also tell you, don't underestimate what life can deliver to you. There are many stories about self-made people who have started out very hungry in life and have gone on to achieve significant success. I'm one of those people. I grew up in a small coal mining town in southern Illinois, raised by just my mother. We were broke in every way you can imagine. And I won't prolong the story only because today's about you, not about me. But I will tell you, by working hard, by recognizing that there's strength in the people around me and there's so much to be learned by listening, I've gone on to live an extraordinary life and help many other people along the way as well. So I would not underestimate for a moment that you're only one person or that you are an ordinary person. I think you're an extraordinary person, and I think that you're going to find there's a lot of other extraordinary people out there right now with a sense of activism that are looking for change in the world. So a few of the points, 3 very quick points that I would like to make to help guide you in your success from this point forward, to help kind of give you a roadmap, if you will, to ask yourself if you're doing well or not. So far the hat's staying on nicely, isn't it? They would be these things. The first one is so simple it hurts. And I apologize. I realize coming to a major academic institution, you expect me now to speak very professorial, to use many syllable words, etc. But in my earlier comments in spring when I spoke to Pepperdine students, what seemed to resonate with them were 10 two-syllable words, or two-letter words, very simple, that seemed to resonate with them and seemed to send them a nice message. Well, my first message to you is personal accountability. It is get engaged in every facet of your life. That is what Pepperdine has taught you. The Pepperdine graduates that I know epitomize this, just as does Faye McClure. So when in doubt whether or not you are engaged in every facet of your life, or whether or not sometimes you find yourself sitting back pointing fingers at others for their shortcomings or what's not happening in our civilization, just say these words to yourself. 10 two-letter words. If it is to be, it is up to me. Now, I realize that's complicated, so I'm going to repeat it one more time. Right? If it is to be, it is up to me. The second piece of wisdom that I would offer you is be a lifelong student of communication. while you're graduating here today, and you might not long for more political science or business law classes, etc., I urge you never to stop being a student of communication for a few reasons. First of all, if you look at the ills that we face in the world and the things that do have controllable root causes that we can correct, I would suggest to you that one of the things we do poorly as a civilization is communicate, whether that be across borders, interpersonally. The lack of tolerance is very prevalent there. I believe that continuing to work and focus on communication as a strategy and as a lifelong student will allow us to correct these things. I also think that you're in a very unique situation. Since you've started your academic pursuits many years ago in elementary school, etc., something's happened around us. It was the internet, it was the wired world, it was the web, and it was the internet, and now probably the biggest social phenomena in your lifetime, social media. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, etc., I assure you that social media will probably be the strongest tool in your lifetime to address global unity, education, and the socialization of causes. And you put this together with a spirit of activism that is spreading throughout the world, and I hope you recognize how strong this tool is, and you'll continue to be a student of communication and learn how social media can affect very, very positive change in the world as long as you embrace our first step. If it is to be, it is up to me. Finally, my last thought for you to be able to measure your success going forward is by how much you have given rather than how much you have gotten. I think every day you need to ask yourself, am I taking every opportunity to pay it forward? And I suggest strongly that you not measure your success by the amount of money in your checking account or the style of car you drive, but you measure your success on how many people you have helped along the way. That will be the food for your soul that takes you into a very long and healthy life. So let me close by again thanking everyone at Pepperdine and also thanking you, our future superstars, as you go forward and create what I know at your hands will be a much better world. Thank you.